Begin with chapter number 7, AC current. First of all, the concept is given and difference between DC voltage and AC signal is given, and why do we perform AC signal. Now see, DC signals are the signals, or we have the DC current which is not changing direction with time, and it is having a constant current throughout in one particular direction, that is unidirectional current will be there. If the voltage obtained from the source varies, like a sine or cosine function, last topic of our chapter number 6, that is AC generator, in that the voltage was changing, that kind of potential is called the AC voltage. Okay, the current driven by it in a circuit by AC voltage is called the alternating current. So AC voltage which is producing the current is a AC current. The most of the electrical energy sold by power companies, they are transmitted by AC. Okay, why? The main reason for this is that the AC voltage over DC voltage, or we can say the AC voltage, the power dissipation is less. Okay, AC voltage can be easily and efficiently converted from 1 volt to other by the means of transformer. So transformer is a device which is converting the 1 voltage AC, that is lower voltage of AC, into higher voltage and higher to lower. That can be done with the help of transformer. Transformer, you have heard the name. Okay, so this is very easy to convert high voltage of AC to low and low to high, and that is why it is also used. Electric energy can also be transmitted economically over a long distance. That is the main reason of this whole process, that we are using the AC voltage in our day-to-day life. Okay, now the first topic, that is explain AC voltage, which is applied to the resistor by using different figure. Okay, now this is the figure which is showing you the AC voltage which is supplied to the resistor. Okay, here the voltage which we are using is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, where Vm is the maximum value of the voltage. Now here V is equal to I into R, that you are knowing. Okay, this is our simple Ohm's law, or we can just apply the Kirchhoff rule in this circuit, then also we get V is equal to IR. Okay, so here current I into resistance R is equal to Vm sin omega t at any instant of time, because this voltage at any time is Vm sin omega t, and let the current at that particular moment is, say, I. So voltage is equal to I into R. So voltage is nothing but Vm sin omega t. Vm sin omega t is equal to IR, it becomes. So I will be equal to Vm sin omega t upon R. This can be understood easily. Okay, you can see here all the mathematical steps you should remember, otherwise it is very easy. Okay, here it is given that I is equal to Vm sin omega t upon R. Okay, now taking Vm upon R as Im, that is maximum current. So we can write, instead of this Vm upon R, we can write Im. So Im sin omega t it becomes. Okay, so it is here simply we can write that the current which is having maximum value, that is amplitude of current Im, is equal to Vm upon R, just like a Ohm's law. Okay, now this relation works equally for both AC and DC voltage, or we can say current. Okay, now if you want to draw the graph, try to understand, both are having sine functions. Here voltage is given by Vm sin omega t, and the current is given by I is equal to Im sin omega t. But try to understand this Im. How did we get? It is Vm sine omega t upon R. If you take R is greater than 1 ohm, say, then this current will be always smaller than the value of Vm sine omega t. Okay, because Vm sine omega t is divided by some value R. So what will happen? Naturally the value will be smaller than the value of voltage, that is Vm sine omega t. So value of current instantaneously will be always smaller than the value of voltage. So if you draw the graph of voltage versus the time, say for example, if you draw the graph of voltage, then it is sine curve, but it is having higher amplitude, while the current is also a sine curve, but it is having lower amplitude. That is the main difference. Otherwise both are sine curve, and you try to understand every time these curves will come. So whenever you are told that the voltage varies according to sine function, then you have to understand that this way voltage is varying. This is sine curve. Okay, and it begins from 0, becomes maximum, again it becomes 0, then it becomes maximum in opposite direction, and then it becomes 0. So this sine curve you have to understand, it will come every now and then. But here, see, voltage is having higher amplitude, that is why the graph is having, say, bigger size, we can say in common words, and the other one, that is current, is having lower amplitude. Okay, and both are becoming simultaneously maximum. Simultaneously they become 0, simultaneously they become maximum in opposite direction, again simultaneously they become 0. So we can say both voltage and current are in phase. Both are varying simultaneously, becoming maximum, becoming 0, becoming maximum on the other side simultaneously. So they are in phase, we can say. Okay. Now we talk about the electrical energy when an AC current is passing through the resistor. Okay. Now we will talk about the electrical energy. Now it is seen from the graph that AC circuit voltage and current varies with the same sine curve, and obtain positive and negative values corresponds to it. So the different values are shown here. Now here this sine curve for current is shown. Okay, now try to understand this part first of all. Okay, the sum of instantaneous current values over entire cycle. Try to understand, we have current as I is equal to Im sine omega t. Now this, for a whole chapter you should understand that whenever there is a sine function or a cosine function, if you take its average over entire cycle means in all the four quadrants, if you pass these functions, then their values, rather their average, will be equal to 0, because the same number of positive and negative values are there for sine and cosine. First quadrant sine is positive, then it is negative, then again negative and positive. Okay, so average of sine and cosine, it is written in this way. Average is written as this triangular bracket sine omega t. This average of sine omega t over entire period will be equal to 0. Okay, so if you take the average of this current over entire period, then that will be equal to 0. It doesn't mean that the power over entire cycle will be equal to 0, because we know that power is equal to I square R. Power is nothing but I square R. Okay, so now we shall calculate the power for this particular case. This you know, at any time instantaneous power can be given by this I square R, or we can say I square R. So if you take the square of I, then it becomes Im square sine square omega t into R. Okay, now average power over entire cycle we want to find. So try to understand, it is Im square r sine square omega t. Now we take the average of sine square omega t because these are constant values. Their average has no meaning. Now sine square omega t, as you know, it is nothing but, it is written in mathematics that it is 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Try to understand. This is already studied by mathematics students. Okay, sine square omega t. Try to understand. I am keeping this Im square r as it is, and instead of sine square omega t I am writing 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Now if I separate this, then I can write in a different way. See, Im square into r divided by 2, then it becomes 1 by 2 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Now see, average of this cos 2 omega t will be 0. Average of 1 by 2 has no meaning, it is 1 by 2 only, it's a fix. Rather this 2 is taken out here. Okay, so if you don't write this 2 here, just we have taken this 2 out, Im square r upon 2 we have done. So it becomes only 1 minus cos 2 omega. Let me write it again for you. See, it becomes Im square r divided by 2 into bracket 1 minus cos 2 omega t. So what will happen? The average of cos 2 omega t will be 0. Average of 1 will be 1 only. It's a fixed number, no average. So this average turns out to be Im square r divided by 2. Okay, so that part is resolved here. See, it is Im square r is taken out of this triangular bracket, only sine square omega t is written. Now instead of this sine square omega t, it is written 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2, so the 1 by 2 is taken out. Now that 1 by 2 is multiplied inside with both. Okay, so 1 by 2 minus cos omega t divided by 2, average of this part will be equal to 0, so you will have only 1 by 2. So the average of this sine square omega t will be 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 multiplied by Im square r. So 1 by 2 multiplied by Im square r you will have. Okay, see, it is also shown in a different way how the average is taken. Okay, cos 2 omega t, if you take the average, okay, then over entire period this average will be equal to 0. It has been calculated as a footnote in our textbook. We just have to remember, try to understand this part. This part is as such not to be shown in our calculation. You just have to remember that average of cos 2 omega t or average of any cos theta over entire period is 0. Average of any sin theta, sin omega t, sin 2 omega t, 3 omega t, whatever, average over entire period will be 0. Then if you have square, try to understand, if you have sin square omega t, sin square 2 omega t, whatever, then average of this sin square over entire period will be 1 by 2. Average of cos square omega t will also be 1 by 2. So if you have a square, then its average is 1 by 2. If you have pure function without any square over entire period, if you want to take the average, then it will be equal to 0. Okay, so the power here we can write, it is to be given by this formula, power is equal to 1 by 2 Im square r. This part if you do not show, then it doesn't make any difference. You just have to write cos 2 omega t, average over entire period is 0. That is all shown in the footnote in our textbook. Okay, now there is a concept of taking root mean square value of a current. Okay, now how to find root mean square value of the current in the whole process? See, root mean square. So the whole process goes like this. First you take the square of any quantity, then you take mean, and then you take the root of that quantity, then it will give you RMS value. So root mean square of any physical quantity is called root mean square, rather RMS value. Okay, it is written as IRMS. For voltage it is written as VRMS. Okay, now how to find this root mean square value? Now see root mean square value of our current I. See, for example, we have, say, current we have is IM. Okay, say maximum current is Im, because we have the formula I is equal to Im sin omega t. Okay, now see, first of all we take the square, because it is the process which begins. First you have to take the square. So I want to find out RMS value. So first step is square. So I square is equal to, it is not given in textbook, just I am trying to explain, Im square sin square omega t. Okay, now you take the mean. So mean means we just have to show it like this in a triangular bracket. Im square is a fixed value, it's a constant value, so no mean of it. Now sin square omega t. Now mean of this sin square omega t, I tried to explain, is 1 by 2. So it becomes Im square by 2. Okay, so we completed two steps. We took square, we took mean, now we take root. So this value which we are getting will become IRMS. Its value is IRMS. Okay, and it becomes Im divided by root 2. So whenever you want to take the RMS value, then it is maximum value divided by root 2. So if you want to find VRMS, then it is Vm by root 2. Okay, so it is explained here directly in our textbook also. Okay, see here it is I is equal to Im by root 2, and 1 upon root 2 is 0.707, and as you know that this is our graph of current. Now this is your maximum value, that is Im, and if you divide this Im by root 2, then it will become 0.707. so this value will slightly below, or it will come somewhere here. So this value will give you the IRMS value in the graph. Okay, so it is here shown in a proper way. It is Im by root 2, so it is 0.707 times the maximum value. So if you want to find out the average power, okay, then it is nothing but 1 by 2 Im square R. So it is IRMS square into R, because it is Im by root 2 the whole square into R, because power we have found, it is Im square R by 2. So we can write that Im square R upon 2 in this way. So this Im by root 2 will become IRMS. So this becomes IRMS square into R, which is shown here. Okay, and voltage can be Vm by root 2, that I explained. Whichever value you want to find, that is RMS value you want to find, then it is Vm by root 2. If it is I, then Im by root 2. Okay, then Vm can be equal to Im into R, or we can say if you divide both the side by root 2 here, as you know this is our Ohm's law, Vm is equal to Im into R. If you divide both the side by root 2, then it becomes Vm by root 2 is equal to Im by root 2 into R. So it becomes VRMS is equal to IRMS into R. Okay, in our textbook it is not written as VRMS, simply it is written as V is equal to IR. Okay, so when you write RMS, then it is clear for you that it is a root mean square value. In our textbook it is written as V is equal to IR, but you have to understand that this V and I both are RMS values. Okay, now these equations shows the relation between AC voltage and AC current. DC we know it is P is equal to V square upon R, or we can say power is equal to VI or I square into R. Now here main thing is to explain AC circuit with only resistor. Now try to understand. Here the voltage and currents are shown by one rotating vector which is called phasor. Now this phasor is generally shown by taking a reference line. Try to understand how to draw it. See, first of all you draw the quadrants. Okay. Now current is given by the formula I is equal to which formula? I m sin omega t. Now at any time t1, if you want to show the value I is equal to Im sin omega t1, say at any time t1, try to understand, then what should be done? This is a process that you should remember. You draw the phasor or a vector which is having its magnitude Im. So value of this line, or say if this is Im is 5, then draw 5 centimeter line this way. Okay, at what angle? Say at t1 you want to show, then draw the angle at omega t1. So this becomes the phasor at time t1 whose length is Im. Now see, if you take its y component, say this is your y axis, then this y component will give you, what will it give you? It will give you Im sin omega t1. Okay, so this is the rotating vector. Now t1 changes, then what will happen? This will go this way, then again time changes, this goes this way. So it is a rotating vector which is known as phasor. So the current instantaneously is shown by this rotating vector which is called phasor. So how to draw it, that again I am explaining. See, you have the current I is equal to Im sin omega t1 at any time. Okay, now see, first you draw these quadrants. You draw the vector whose length is Im, say 5, then this must be a 5 centimeter. At what angle? Angle must be omega t1. So this angle is omega t1. Now if you take the y component, then this will give you Im sin omega t1, that is instantaneous value of current at any time t1. Similarly for voltage, voltage is nothing but Vm sin omega t, but voltage is larger than current, as I explained, because Vm sin omega t upon R. Voltage is given by which formula? Vm sin omega t. Okay, now current is nothing but Vm sin omega t upon R. Try to understand, current I is nothing but Vm sin omega t upon R, means its value is smaller than current. Okay, that is why its phasor is smaller. And if you want to show the phasor of voltage, then it must be slightly larger at the same angle. Why? Because both are in phase. The angle is same because both are having same function, sin omega t only. Okay, so the phasor of voltage will be coinciding with the voltage, or we can say both the phasors are in phase, and if its y component is taken, then that will give you Vm sin omega t. So both the phasors are in phase. Okay, we can understand this way. Current phasor is this and voltage phasor is on same line, but its value will be slightly greater. So its y component will give you the value of voltage, and this will give you the current. So they are shown here. Their currents and voltage both are shown, both are sine functions, so they are also shown here. Okay, here vertical components of current and voltage will give you these values of Vm sin omega t and the value of current, that is Im sin omega t. Okay, so here the phasors are showing that both the currents and voltage are in phase. Okay, here figure A shows the voltage and current phasors and their relationship at time t1 corresponding to this circuit which is containing only resistor. Here the projections on y-axis will give you instantaneous value. Okay. The rotating vector with frequency omega, which is shown in figure B, are generated. Okay, so how do they rotate and what kind of shape do they have if you have at different angle? Okay, so they are having sine functions, just it is shown. Barabar, the voltage and current at any time are following the sine function. Okay, phasor V and I for the case of resistor are in the same direction. This means that the phase angle between voltage and the current is 0, or we can say there is no phase difference between voltage and current. Okay, try to understand by keeping the textbook in front of you and watch this 2-3 times. Okay, thank you very much.